What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I appreciate you taking your time and coming and joining me today. So what are we talking about today, guys? What is important? What is the message that I have to bring to you that can bring value to your life today? So what am I talking about today, guys? I'm talking about some low vibrational, removing low vibrational attachment from your life. So what am I talking low vibrational attachment? So what does this have to be associated with? What is this associated with, and how does this affect your life, right? So starting off, removing low vibrational attachment, and we're also talking about astrology relating to life. So how does the planets and the stargates and the star systems relate to the planet we're on right now, and how does it affect things? Because as you can see clearly, as most people would say, oh, it's not affecting me real much, right? It's so far in the sky, it doesn't matter, right? Well, the truth is they project certain energy on certain axes that make us think, feel, and act in certain ways, okay, guys? So the planets and stars don't build the earth, but everything acts off each other. Everything is interconnected. So when every energy is interconnected, and it needs itself to procreate and become a certain and stay in a certain state of being, guys, right? So we need to understand that the self needs the self. The third dimensional body needs the fifth dimensional body. What am I talking about? Your emotions matter, guys. Your emotional vibration, your emotional impulses, they matter. They depict the way that your life kind of directs itself, and this also has to do with some of the astrology. So just jumping right in today, guys, a whole bunch of information, whole bunch of fresh content. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So understand certain contexts, understand certain things we surround ourselves with depicts how we feel, think, and act. So if feeling, thinking, and acting molds the reality, then we need to really learn how to unblock our chakras, right? So our chakras, our root and sacral and self-discipline chakra and heart chakra and third eye. There's actually 22, but we're just going to talk about the first today, just to go ahead and get you in tune with the natural, way life actually works, and not the way the Matrix wants you to view life, because life isn't very so dull and just so happen to just come into being. No. Okay, so what am I talking? Okay, so the energies, our chakras. Well, what does this have to do with our life, guys? What does this depict? If you're living in your root and sacral chakra, you're only living off survival and pleasure. We have to implement self-discipline, love, and true vision, third eye chakra, and the empathy, the all-knowing information. All this stuff matters, guys, so we got to really focus on this. And okay, so moving on, and place our desires, force energy into things other than women, drugs, and pleasure. Okay, guys, so our sacral chakra matters, guys. It's Jupiter. We can't just sit here and waste it on women. And no, I'm not saying, oh, we only have to focus on not women or anything. No, women are, we can still view women as beautiful, but we need to understand what they are, not just objects. We don't just use them for pleasure, right? They're also other beings, right? They also perceive. So clearly we're not just going to go, waste our energy on just and use our life force energy and put into a woman just because we want pleasure. No, because you're going to feel tired afterwards. You're going to have less self-discipline. You're going to be more apt to repeat bad habits, which drags your life down, guys. I'm telling you. So you need to really understand that this, what I'm saying really has to implement into your life, all right? So place our desires of life force energy into things other than women, drugs, and pleasure, okay? So meat too, right? But this is just a grounding thing, guys, okay? So this is just going to take this meat is just like empty space. It's just going to take away from your meat. Okay, so most people say, oh, meat is okay to eat every now and then and stuff like that. Yeah, it is if you say so, right? But all it does is just ground you. It doesn't give you energy. It doesn't give you any alkaline. Your body's electricity. Why do you need dullness? You don't run off dullness. No, you're a human. You run off electricity. We're electric beings, right? So we don't just eat We don't just eat dead things, because that makes a dead life, right? And also, look, looks like a deer. It looks like a deer foot, or deer track. So that's pretty cool. But back to the video, guys. So what are we talking about? So what are we're back on what are we talking about? Pleasure, into other things other than women, drugs, and pleasure. So meat too, but you wouldn't eat it if you built the right concept for yourself, right? So you wouldn't eat meat if you built the right concept for yourself. You didn't if you realize that it's just true. Everything is light. Everything is a certain density. So when you're eating things that don't have, that is just pure, that has no light in it. It just comes. It's a dull, dense source of light, and it didn't come from the earth, right? So we don't eat that, right? Cows don't come. They don't come from the earth. They come from other cows, right? Plants come from the earth, right? It's the difference between two beings. A cow is associated with a planet. Earth is associated with a planet, obviously. It's an energy. So there's certain energies that we can't consume, is the point, because it will slow us down and hinder us, and it takes from our energy, okay? The only reason they're here is for us to learn from and live a life full of peace and prosperity. But to live a life full of peace and prosperity and positivity, we need to decipher and have good discernment on what is bad for us and what is good for us, okay? So moving on, me too, but you wouldn't eat it if you built the right concept for it for yourself, right? So take the blame for this. Take the blame for yourself. Don't say, oh, you know, she made me eat it. Nah, man, we all grew up a certain way. We all have certain beliefs that we put on ourselves, right? And we identify with, and we think that we have to live a certain lifestyle with, right? So that's okay. All right, that doesn't matter. But the moment you gain the knowledge, acknowledge, right, enlighten. Once you get the light, you gotta light the torch up, guys. Because if you get the light and ignore it, guess what? It's just gonna stay black, because ignorance is black. It's dense. You're not gonna live that type of life, because there's no, and the only God in your life that wants you to live good is the self, that wants to see the self exceed. God doesn't care if you are rich, or God doesn't care if you're better off. He doesn't care if you go to hell. You send yourself to hell. You send yourself to heaven, right? We are the directors and creators of our reality. We got to stop blaming other things, okay? So, but you know it's not your fault. Well, you know what I mean? Sometimes life puts it on us, and it is your fault sometimes, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and take the blame for that. That doesn't matter, because we're positive beings and we can create anything for ourselves. So yes, we'll take the blame and create beautifulness with it, right? Universe wants to take something from me and trade me space for it. That's great. Space is better. Why? Because space is gonna help me learn better, and the without will help me go within. Okay? So take my words, right? And all right. So life doesn't ever put things that's unpleasing in your life without a reason, right? Why would life put something that is taking from you for you not to learn from it? That doesn't make sense. That makes no sense, right? So clearly we're not using our brain if we're thinking life is just taken from us for no reason, right? Because that doesn't make sense, guys. All right, so put things that's unpleasing in your life without a reason. Oh man, these mosquitoes are fucking eating me up. All right, exactly, it's just, you know. All right, guys, so to sum it up, guys, all right, sorry for the background noise, but to sum it up, guys, so your powers come from your chakras being amplified, right? Each one stands for a certain energy, and each energy stands for a certain thought form or action, right? This is what we define as certain things, okay? So diving deep into so they're all powers when applied, and it sets a force in place to change your reality. When all these powers are being focused on the right places, then you're able to cause a change for the better or positive effect from the energy you previously focused towards, right? So if you're all so attention, what you're focusing on matters, guys. This is where you put your currency towards. This is what manifests and ends up building your life, whether you like it or not. So right, exactly. So at the end of the day, when you're talking about, oh, you know, well, why would God, you know, at the end of the day, just try to learn to ask less why, and ask more how do I do it. Yeah, I get it. This world isn't what I think it is. This universe is very mysterious. It's built in a certain way. It's built out of energy, just light, right? What we see in front of us, all these trees, is just light. It's a certain energy manifesting itself in a certain way, right? The earth is a peaceful being. It manifests itself as trees and grass, because it's ready to take the water and help everything else, right? It serves for others is the point I'm trying to get to, right? So you want to serve for others instead of serve for yourself. So don't serve for the ego. Don't always do things that are egotistical, because they're not going to help you. They're just going to help you get pleasure, right? And at the end of the day, that's not going to change your reality, but only temporarily. And that, you know what I mean? And where's that going to get you, guys? That don't help. All right, so I'm just trying to preach y'all some truth, help your life and change your life and love yourself, right? So focus positivity in all aspects of life, and it affects from the energy you previously focused towards placing your value in concepts, right? Build new concepts and place value in them. Understand that, hey, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe I need to start realizing I need to love trees. I need to appreciate my environment, right? I had to do that. That's fine. Maybe we're a little bit ignorant to certain things. That's okay. That don't matter, guys. So, all right. So, and when all these powers are being focused on the right places, then you are able to cause a change for the better, or positively affect from your energy you previously focused towards placing your value in concepts of what you see or perceive as pleasure will result in you suffering, right? So anytime we place value in these concepts of, oh, this is going to serve me, but it's really not, it's just for pleasure, and you lie to yourself. Every time you lie to yourself, it gets worse. You're going to get more suffering, because you're not being your true self. You're lying. You're telling a story to the person that knows you the best, the whole self. Everything around you knows what you're thinking. Everything, it knows the energy. It knows you because you are it. Life doesn't it's not really it's an ever evolving source. So it doesn't really matter about how things perceive you. It's about how you perceive it, because you're the one building your reality. So don't get all caught up in these concepts that cause pain in your life. Don't get caught up in that type of deal, because it's only going to cause suffering for yourself, right? We don't put our energy into the ego, because the ego is not going to serve us. The only person that can serve us is the self, right? And the righteous self, right? So we provide the right energy to do good things for ourselves, and in return we get a good reality, and we perceive things in the way we want to perceive them, in a positive way, right? At the end of the day, you want to perceive it in a positive way, even if you don't realize that. It's because you're surrounded by negative energy, which you need to not, you know what I mean? You need to manifest better, right? But even if you're surrounded by negative energy, that does not mean anything. You can always learn. It's for learning. You know what I mean? So understand, don't be that person that wants to ride and stick with the clique. You know, they're all lying to you. They don't know what, if they don't know what they're talking about. If they knew what they were talking about, they would tell you. If the preacher knew how the earth and the universe interacts with itself magnetically, don't you think he'd tell you? He don't tell you that, because it doesn't matter to him, man. It's all about preaching. You know what I mean? It's all about preaching this certain vision that doesn't really provide any help to you, right? Christianity isn't bad, but we need to get our vision straight. The Christianity, it's all about faith. At the end of the day, you need to trust in yourself and have a vision of what you want out of life. You know what I mean? So I appreciate your time, guys. Simple temporary sessions of pleasure will make an aspect simple sessions of pleasure, right? Getting pleasure out of things that even pain. Try to find the comfort in pain, right? Try to, you know what I mean? Try to go out your box. Try to go out your comfort zone, because you're just gonna get more comfortable, right? That's how we build our entity. That's how we keep it going, guys. Okay, so any aspect, if you think any pleasure aspect that only serves temporary pleasure is going to make the self better, it's foolish, because the only aspect is it helps you in is masking a bad situation for yourself, right? It just blinds you. Why take a substance that's going to blind us temporarily from the truth that we need to face? That makes no sense. That doesn't make sense, guys. So we need to focus on the right thing, okay? The only aspect that helps you in, right, it only masks the bad situation for yourself temporarily, to just become ignorant to it when the whatever it is wears off, which will make you which makes you worse off, okay, guys? So because when the pleasure wears off, the pain sets in, right? When the pleasure wears off, the pain sets in, which will make you search more to fill that void when you created the void for yourself by thinking the same feeling will solve the problems when your concept is really the problem. Your concept that the thing is really the problem, I repeat, guys. So use your brain, gain your power, gain trust back for yourself, live a good life of prosperity, guys. I appreciate you taking your time. If you took this knowledge to help yourself, man, God bless you, you know what I mean? And when I say God bless you, I don't mean, I'm sorry, but I don't mean any type of religious way, because I believe religion is a box to keep your mind in a trap, so you don't get yourself out of the trap, guys. It was originally meant to help you out, but these people that came in and took over Earth, they messed it up, and they got you thinking in the wrong way, guys. So get out the box, help yourself, and maintain prosperity, guys. I love you. Peace. Thank you for your time.